dear? Are you awake now?
Hi, Mom. I just got up. I had no idea I would sleep in for so long.
Don't worry, you deserve the rest. Your final exams took a toll on you. I know just how hard you studied. I couldn't hold it against you if you chose to sleep the entire day.
That's how long I've slept already. I don't think I'll be sleeping for the next couple of days.
Don't count on it, hon. Once again, congratulations on graduating high school. I know this is probably the 1,000th time I'm telling you, but you can't blame me for being proud of you, can you?
No, you can say it a million times and I'll never get tired of hearing you say it. Thank you so much, Mom, for everything you've done for me. You and I know that if you'd not been there for me, things would not have gone this way.
I doubt that. You're an exceptional kid. I'm sure you would have been just fine.
Please don't do that. Don't downplay the role you've played in my life. You may not be my real mother, but you still took me in like your son and raised me. I owe all of this to you, Mom.
What do you mean by real mother? Are you trying to hurt my feelings? No matter what a DNA test might say, you're my son, and you'll always be my son.
Thank you, Mom. You've taught me that it's not blood that makes a family, but they're bonds. After all, the person I share blood with is yet to even reach out to me.
Your father is probably busy. You know how his work can be. He told me he was going on a business trip. I guess things got out of hand and he couldn't make it.
Yeah, just as he's always been all my life. Just as you keep making excuses for him time and again.
Come on, dear. He's your father. Don't talk about him like that. Did he call you yesterday? Or this morning?
No, and honestly, I don't even care. The call that matters is the one you gave me, and I'm happy about that.
Don't worry. I'm sure he will reach out to you.
Whatever. I have to go now, Mom. I need to freshen up. Love you, Mom.
I love you too. Talk to you later. Hi, Barnes. Good evening.
Yeah, what's up?
Yesterday was Felix's graduation. Have you reached out to him yet?
Oh crap, I totally forgot.
How is that possible? I reminded you of it the night before.
Then why didn't you remind me again of it yesterday? I can't be thinking of running a company and also be expected to remember petty things like that.
Your son's graduation is petty?
You're not a CEO, so I don't expect your tiny brain to understand what I'm saying here.
Well, I did reach out to you yesterday. You would have known that if your phone had not been switched off. I thought you were on a business trip. Why would your phone be off for the entire day?
You sound very silly right now. Are you trying to teach me how to do my job now? Get off my back, will ya? I'll call Felix later. He's a big boy and shouldn't resort to crying every time Daddy doesn't come calling.
Yeah, he is a big boy, and I assure you he wasn't crying. I feel it might be better if you call him now, so you don't forget again, just in case you decide to switch your phone off again.
What's that supposed to mean?
Come on, Barnes. I know you're not on a business trip at all. You're cheating on me with Sandy, your secretary.
What? How'd you know?
I've known for quite some time now.
Oh my god, you are scary. How can you know about it and keep quiet? Don't you dare tell Felix about this. Claire? Hi, Claire. How are you doing?
Why are you asking?
Is this about the Sandy thing?
I told you, I've known for quite some time now.
Then why didn't you do or say anything?
I chose to do nothing because of our son. I couldn't bear for him to grow up in a broken home.
Well, look at that. Aren't you Mother Teresa?
Don't you dare mock me. There are so many things I should be doing right now, but I'm keeping my cool. Don't test me.
Jeez, so feisty. You look on the bright side of this, though. Maybe it's a good thing you know already. It makes the news easier to deliver.
News? What news?
It's time for us to get divorced. I can't keep living a lie. I deserve to be happy, too. With Sandy.
Huh? Divorce? I should be the one asking for that, not you.
Come on. I just don't want to be bothered anymore. I want a divorce. We both know this marriage has been falling apart for a long time.
You're the one tearing it apart with your lies and infidelity. How can you be so heartless?
It's not that simple. I can't keep living a lie, Claire. I deserve to be happy too.
Happy? What about me? Don't I deserve to be happy? I should be the one asking for a divorce. I was only waiting for Felix to graduate college, get a decent job, and settle down. I sacrificed my happiness and peace of mind for him.
To be honest, you sound like a pathetic clown. I've had to deal with you all these years, and it's been exhausting. Now that Felix is of age and can take care of himself, I can finally break free.
Felix? Break free? What the hell are you talking about? What does all this have to do with him?
Why do you think I got married to you? I'm a CEO, for crying out loud. You and I are not in the same class. I never wanted a child, but when Felix's mother got pregnant, I realized I could give fatherhood a shot. But she ruined it all when she abandoned him and ran off. There was no way I was going to let a baby slow me down. I knew I needed a wife as soon as possible, and that was when you came in.
My God. So you're saying you only got married to me so I could take care of your son?
Talk about a glorified nanny. That's what you are. I should be given an award for raising your status in society. What would you have ever achieved without me? You and I were never meant to be. So, you see now why we need a divorce, right? I can't keep living in this toxic environment.
I gave up my life for you, gave you my heart and soul, and this is all you have for me? And you have the audacity to make demands?
See, let's leave this past behind us. We can't keep punishing each other for something that's already done. Let's just move on.
Move on? You might find that easier to do, but I will carry the scars of your betrayal. You want a divorce, right? I'll give it to you. It's high time I put myself first. Besides, the only reason I stayed this long was because of Felix.
No matter what you think, you're not his mother, and you've overstayed your welcome.
I'll see you in court.
Mom, I just got off the phone with Dad. When were you planning to tell me about the divorce?
Oh, Felix, I'm so sorry. I'm sad that things came to this point, but it can't be avoided at the moment. You need to know, however, that it will never change the way I feel about you. You're my son no matter what, and I love you regardless.
Thanks, Mom. I feel the same way. But you can't leave me alone with Dad. Please, can you take me with you?
Felix, he's your father. I can't take you from him.
You're also my mother, and I'm old enough to decide where I'll stay. I want to stay with you.
You're right. You can decide who you want to stay with. I'd really love it if you chose to stay with me.
Thank you. But, Mom, do you have any plans? You've always been a housewife. Will the transition not be too hard on you?
Of course it will, but I have plans. It's time to put my degree to real use, not just helping to keep your father's books in order.
Dad doesn't know the gem he's losing by letting you go, but I'm happy you guys are separating. He never treated you right.
Thank you for your kind words. Just rest easy, okay? Everything will be fine.
Of course they will. I know it because I have you in my corner.
Claire, what's this I'm hearing? You're starting your own accounting firm? Are you out of your mind?
What do you mean?
You know nothing about running a company. You think being the CEO is a joke.
What does it matter to you? We're not together anymore.
Yeah, right. It's just funny, that's all. It'll be a spectacle when you fail.
Wow, my company is barely a week old and you're already wishing it to fail? Do you hate me this much, Barnes?
I'm just spitting facts here. It's not my fault if you found the truth a bitter pill to swallow.
Well, you're wrong. I started this and I'm going to succeed in it. Being the wife of a CEO linked me to a number of millionaires and their wives. Building up my own network, I've been able to corner some of them and they've taken me on as their accountant. I used my savings to start up the company and get registered, but it was their deposit I used to hire staff and get the company going.
Even after we're separated, you're still feeding off of me. What a parasite you are.
You didn't connect me to them. I built the relationships myself. Yes, it was during your company functions that I met many of them, but you never introduced me to any of them, so I did all that myself.
Whatever. How long do you think you can keep this up? You'll fail.
How will I do that exactly? I've been the one keeping your company finances in check all these years, even though I was never paid for it. Thanks to that, though, nobody can say I lack experience. Barnes, I very well know what I'm doing, just as you have no idea what you're saying.
Okay then, just don't come running to me when you need help. You're about to learn that the CEO position is not for everyone.
I guess we'll have to see about that, indeed.
Claire, are you there? Claire, I need to talk to you.
What is it, Barnes?
How are you doing, dear?
Dear? See, I want nothing to do with you, okay? Our divorce is finalized, so just leave me be, will you?
Come on, relax a little. No need to be so uptight. It's just, things are really messed up for me. I never should have let you go, Claire. I made a huge mistake.
Yeah, you did. But that realization is not going to change anything.
It can. You have to come back to me, baby. I need you back in my life. After you left, I hired a new accountant who turned out to be a crook. He stole company funds and absconded, rendering us a bankrupt. My company's sinking and there's nothing I can do to stop it.
Oh, sorry to hear all that. But what does all this have to do with me?
Come on, your company's doing great. You and I can get back together. You're already earning so much. So we'll be fine, regardless of the bankruptcy.
You really have no shame, do you? You're not even attempting to hide the fact that you only want me back because I'm well off.
Come on, no need to get emotional here.
What about your girlfriend?
Who, Sandy? Please. That turncoat ditched me the moment my company began to have trouble. Now I'm all alone and broke. You have to come back to me. We both know you never wanted that divorce.
On the contrary, Barnes. Ever since I found out you were cheating, I wanted to divorce you. However, my love for Felix kept me with you. I love him so much and I couldn't bear to leave him in your care. He would have been neglected and probably grown up to be a nuisance to society. If we got divorced, I knew there was no way I could get custody since I'm not his biological mother. So, I stayed for him. When you asked for a divorce, I realized he was indeed old enough for me to be his mother even from a distance. Instead of staying with you, he chose to come with me. So, you see, you no longer have anything I need.
We can be a family again.
No. Since you chatted me up, have you asked about Felix's well-being? As always, you're only thinking of yourself. I'm done with you, Barnes. Do not contact me ever again.
Just hold on, Claire. Let's talk about this.
There's nothing to talk about. Goodbye.
Claire, we can still salvage this.
With Barnes out of my life, I focused on building a better one for Felix and I. My company did so well that I had no problem taking care of his college tuition and his other needs. Both of us were happy together, and not even Barnes could rob us of that. Last we heard of him, his company folded completely, and he was applying to companies, but his reputation kept ruining his chances. I didn't feel sorry for him in the least. He was out of our lives. That was all that mattered.
Hey, Rose. What's up with being out until this late? What are you thinking? Remember I mentioned it this morning. There's a dinner meeting with clients, so I'd be late. I'm not just out having fun. Yeah, right. Are you trying to fool me with such an obvious lie? It's not a lie. Seriously, you're just a parasite living off my family. Yet you don't even bother to cook dinner and stay out until late. Who do you think you are? As punishment, bring me some fancy bottles of wine. Punishment? Yep. Even though you're as thick-headed as they come, you're still my brother's wife. Mom and I reluctantly accepted you into our home, you know. But you don't even fulfill the basic duty of making dinner as a wife. On top of that, lying and staying out late. You're practically a freeloader. Someone like that deserves to be punished. I didn't choose to live with you guys, you know. I actually wanted to live alone with Brad. That's an excuse. Since you can't stand on your own 2 feet, you're living off Mom and Dad's pension. You lazy bum. I am working. You're the one who's not. It's okay to fail at job hunting, but you've given up finding a job altogether. You spend all day eating snacks at home, right? Isn't that the definition of a freeloader? Ugh, you piss me off. I'm telling Mom. Go ahead. Do as you wish.
Rose, I heard everything from Faye. Don't you think that was a bit rude?
You mean her?
No, not her. You were rude. But you don't have to answer. I got it from your response. You're despicable. I ended up making dinner because you bailed. Making your mother-in-law do housework? What a terrible in-law you are.
I have a job and social commitments at work. So sometimes I come home late and can't cook dinner every day. We talked about this when we decided to live together, right?
No matter what, as a wife, shouldn't you strive to be back home by dinner time for the family's sake? Even George and Brad complain if it's not your cooking.
That's because your cooking is awful.
Hush! Stop insulting me and Faye. Have you forgotten that you're basically living off us in this house?
Living off you? I pay rent, don't I? I also contribute to groceries and utilities.
So what?
Excuse me?
You're able to live with us only with our permission. Don't act all high and mighty about paying rent when you're only paying half. And then not even doing housework and gallivanting around till midnight. Who do you imagine yourself to be? We don't need a freeloader who neglects housework.
Say that to Faye then. Isn't she the real freeloader? She doesn't pay rent or anything and relies entirely on you and George.
She's different.
How?
She's my daughter. On the other hand, you married my son, so we've been accommodating you as part of the family. Essentially, you're a stranger with no blood relation to us. We welcomed you into our family and let you live with us. You should be grateful and show some respect. I can't believe you don't understand such common sense. I shouldn't have allowed Brad to marry a low-income high school grad like you.
Is that low-income high school grad a comment also from Faye? It seems mother and daughter share the same vocabulary when they insult people.
Ugh.
Wow, that reaction is the same.
Ugh, what a mistake. Letting someone who's not blood related live in our house and then she turns around and returns evil for good. I'll make you regret insulting us. Even if you cry and beg on your knees, I won't forgive you.
No problem. Good luck with that. Hey, Rose. So are you gonna be late coming home again today? Yeah. Work's crazy right now, so I'll be coming back close to midnight for a while. Why do you ask? Oh, nothing. And just so you know, we're ordering pizza for dinner. We'll hit you up for the bill later. What the heck? Oh, and don't assume that we're ordering for you too. Go get your own food, okay? Alright then, good luck with work. Faye? Or Anna, it doesn't matter which one. What on earth is this about? Oh, you're back, huh? Isn't it fabulous? The sight of your belongings scattered in the yard.
That shattered mirror of the wardrobe. It made such a lovely sound.
It really did. You're a parasite, but you had all that expensive stuff. It really got on my nerves. It felt amazing smashing everything. So it was you two who messed up my stuff. Obviously. We discussed it and decided together. We don't need a useless low-income high school grad like you in our house.
We wanted to get rid of you ASAP, you know. Oh, by the way, the receipt for the pizza delivery is in the dresser drawer. Send a check to us later. We had a belly full of fancy pizza like white truffle oil. I'm not sure if the poor and incompetent low-income person can afford it.
I've been wondering for a while now. What basis do you have for calling me a low-income high school grad? Basis? You said it yourself, didn't you? That you started working right after high school and had a low income.
I heard it too. Didn't you say that when we met the first time? Since then I've thought, what a dim-witted and useless girl.
A poor soul earning a measly 25K a year. Stay away, you poverty deity. Huh? 25K is my monthly income. What? When I met you guys, I did mention I started working as a high school grad, but neither of you heard the rest of my story, did you? What are you talking about? Firstly, I have a bachelor's degree. Really? I attended college as a part-time student while working to earn my degree. At my first job, my income was lower compared to others, but after getting my degree, I changed jobs. I've been fortunate and now I'm a vice president. As I mentioned earlier, I'm entrusted to do a job that earns me a monthly salary of $25,000.
25,000 a month. You're well off. Oh no, maybe we shouldn't have kicked her out.
Mom, don't believe a word she says. This is obviously a lie. This is just the pathetic barking of a loser, left without a place to go after being kicked out of our home. Who's the one without a place to go? What do you mean? Haven't you realized who actually got abandoned here?
What are you talking about?
Were you so focused on wrecking my things that you didn't notice anything? Are George and Brad at home? What? Wait. Their shoes are gone.
Check their room. Their stuff's gone too. No car either. What's going on?
They've left you both.
What do you mean?
No way. Why should we be left behind? You're the one who should disappear from this house. You acting all high and mighty for someone who's not even related by blood.
That's right. You were able to live here thanks to us.
I never wanted to move in with you guys. But George and Brad pleaded with me. They asked me for help to get away from you guys. Faye, who wastes money like water despite being unemployed. And Anna, who spoils her and doesn't even take care of the house. Financially and domestically, things were a mess. They asked for help to escape that situation while living together. What? On the day they decided to execute that plan, you two wreak havoc. Quite the coincidence, I must say. This can't be. Dad and Brad left us?
That's a lie.
I'm dead serious. I can't reach Brad on the phone.
George is not answering either. Don't worry, Faye. It's late, so they're probably sleeping.
Yeah, you're right. They'll come back tomorrow for sure. They're wide awake and are next to me right now. We're having a celebration party for cutting ties with you idiots. We opened amazing wine. They're with you?
Tell us the location.
Absolutely not. We're done with you guys. Obviously, we won't be paying rent or any living expenses. George will contact you soon through a lawyer for divorce proceedings. Neither I nor Brad will ever have anything to do with you guys. It's just you two living together from now on. That's impossible. Neither of us is working, you know. Mom has a small pension, but that's about it. It's impossible to live on that. Why don't you find a job then? Impossible. I'm not cut out for work. Then I guess Anna has to work.
I can't. I'm 66 this year, you know.
There are plenty of people who work at that age.
It's impossible. I've never worked before. I got married right after graduating from school.
Oh, so that's why you defended the jobless Faye so much. You've never worked either.
What's wrong with that? I've been a dedicated homemaker.
But you're terrible at cooking and chores. Since I moved in, you've practically pushed all of that onto me.
It's not normal for a daughter-in-law to take care of the family.
Well, let's drop that conversation. Figure out what to do next between the two of you. I don't need the things I left behind. Feel free to break or sell them. I'll give you the proceeds of a sale. Consider it my final act of kindness.
We shouldn't have broken things then. The expensive-looking dresser is in pieces now. You wanted to break it, Faye.
What? It's my fault? You were the one who suggested throwing stuff out the window.
But it was you who actually threw it. I'm too old to lift heavy things.
You told me to do it. Blaming me for everything is just plain awful.
I'm not blaming you. But let's face it, this mess is because of you. Because you confidently said Rose was a low-income high school graduate. I believed you.
You're at fault too, Mom. Why are you pointing the finger at me? I can't believe it.
If you had been working, this wouldn't have happened.
If you had been doing the housework properly, this wouldn't have happened. You guys can argue all you want. I'll excuse myself. Apparently, the finger pointing between the mother and daughter continued until the early hours. When the divorce went through, they finally felt the heat, so they decided to start working. They sold off some furniture, used that money as a capital, and found part-time jobs, but their first ever employment was a disaster. They got fired and ended up borrowing money just to cover living expenses. And get this, Faye tried to send her mother to the other side for insurance money by putting bleach in her juice. But of course, she got busted and it turned into a big fight. They even tried robbing a bank together, but got caught immediately and arrested. They're currently reflecting together behind bars.